Bulletcast for life.
Get up! This is a revolution! This is our time to rise!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. Just in case if you don't, I'm a 23-year-old. No, I'm not. I'm a 24-year-old piece of gold. I got a year older, ladies and gentlemen. The Messiah of the microphone, the Podfather. Look, it's the first podcast of 2020. I'm excited. I really am, you know? We're in a new decade. We're in a new year. We're doing bigger and better things on the BC. But my tag team partner is still the same. The Jimmy to my J, the Tully Demar, and the Stevie Ray to my Booker T. The creator of the award-winning Under the Radar, creator and host of Curveballs and Chair Shots, Le Champion of the Bulletcast, BT Brandon Tanguma. How you doing today, buddy?
You know, Philip, I'm doing great. It's been a while since we've talked. It's been, 2-3 weeks, so I'm excited to get back at it. First podcast of the year.
I haven't seen you since last decade, man. How have you been?
You know, been okay. You know, watched Wrestlekingdom, by far and easily the best show of the decade, just saying.
Already?
I'm already saying it.
Already, yeah. You know, the Podfather's been good. You know, I got another year older during Wrestlekingdom. Had a little bit of the bubbly, and yeah, man. I've gotten pretty old. Like my knees click when I walk now. I gotta do like a couple stretches before I go and start my day. It's not looking good for the Podfather.
It's okay as long as you still got your sultry voice. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. This is what's gonna eventually make us money. Hopefully so. All right, 2020 experience. I wanted to do 2020 vision, but the boys over at In the Click, Jimbo and Baby Huey, they beat us to it. So I came up with this one. Let's start it off with SmackDown, the SmackDown recap. Now we're not going to talk about everything that happened on the show, obviously. We're just going to get to the key points. The Usos returned. They came to help Roman Reigns because for some reason Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler are still trying to pour dog food on him. Thoughts on the Usos returning?
It's been a while since we've seen the Usos. I don't know if it was just creative, if it was their the stuff that they've been dealing with in their personal lives, but it's good to see the Usos back. They got a new look. I don't know if they're going to be teaming up with Roman Reigns. I think obviously they're going to do something with Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, maybe a returning Bobby Roode, but maybe the Usos and Roman Reigns would be a nice little connection. The bloodline, you know, we got that going on over here in the Bay Area with all the Usos and Roman's other cousins and family members, but maybe they'll do it in the WWE.
Hopefully they do, man. You know, I've wanted just a nice run with those guys. Roman as top champ, the Usos with the tag titles. Hell, throw Tamina and Nia in there. Get them the women's tag titles. Put the women's title back on Nia. Let's do something, man. Let's see the bloodline just dominate WWE. That's what I'm here for. I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
SmackDown was a show full of returns, and hopefully that means the show will be a little bit better because SmackDown's been lacking recently.
It has, you know. Friday nights, they just aren't for me. When I was a kid, when we had Taker and Edge and Batista and Ray and Chavo and Eddie, like, oh my God, Friday nights were amazing. But we don't have that anymore, so, you know, it's taken a very, very big downfall. And then we move on to Sheamus. He has officially returned to WWE. He's had the vignettes air, but he came in and just kicked the hell out of Shorty G. That's still his name, right? Yeah.
I believe so. The vignettes leading up for Sheamus' return was kind of ambiguous whether he was a heel or babyface, and I think obviously now it's clear he's going to return as a heel. I mean, I'm fine with that. I think Sheamus probably does work better as a heel than a babyface, but it's probably just another heel for the big dog to conquer.
Absolutely. Sheamus, you know, returning with that old look what he had at the beginning of the last decade. I dig it. I really do. I miss that Sheamus too. I kind of got tired of the Mohawk Sheamus.
Yeah, it's just like Finn Balor. His future is his past.
Exactly. Finn Balor's been killing it, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I love the Prince. I love it all. Really do. And NXT is for me. Maybe we should just go to a SmackDown and just talk about NXT on the show.
But then you're taking my gimmick, and I have nothing to talk about on Under the Radar now, Philip.
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe if New Japan did more, you would have a lot more to talk about. I don't know. You know, Wednesday nights are for me. They really just are. I mean,
on the latest episode Under the Radar, I went like almost an hour just talking about New Japan for the most part.
That's the longest anybody's ever talked about New Japan in the history of podcasting. Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to make history.
There you go, man. We don't. I, where was I going with that? I don't know where I was going with it. We make history. That's the point. Anyway, lastly, John Morrison officially returns on WWE TV. He was in the Miz's dressing room after the Miz takes a loss to Kofi Kingston. Miz snapped and assaulted him. Another personality change from messing with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Yeah, so Miz and Morrison are back together, kinda, sorta. I'm all for it. I loved the Dirt Sheet back in the day. Miz and Morrison, one of my favorite tag teams when I was growing up as a kid. And yeah, man, I'm excited for it. My problem is they missed out on the pop. They missed out on the pop.
I am interested to see what they do with Miz and Morrison. I think with the Miz turning and Morrison being in his dressing room, I think they are going to be a tag team, or maybe not a tag. I mean, I would like them to be a tag team because the tag team division just kind of in general is a little stale right now. I don't think they're going to go back in the day to the Dirt Sheets. They're going to maybe be, I don't think they'll be called the Dirt Sheet or whatever the hell they were called back in the day, but I think they will be kind of, you know, the heelish tag team. I think they're going to grow up. They're going to be a lot more adult, hopefully.
Yeah, man. I mean, Miz and Morrison, they didn't have a name. They were just Miz and Morrison. But yeah, I mean, their segment could just be Miz TV, but they have to have John Morrison's theme song because that was killer. It always was. I really enjoyed that. But anything else you want to talk about from SmackDown before we move on to Outside of the Ring?
Not really. I mean, I did want to talk a little bit about CM Punk bodying The Miz on Twitter a couple nights ago.
Well, quick segue to Outside of the Ring. Take it away.
Well, The Miz was on backstage, you know, a lovely show. Renee Young was on there. Hopefully she had a lovely time over there in Tokyo, and The Miz cut a little promo saying if he was the best person ever on the show, and they were like, you know, maybe, probably not, because it's really CM Punk, and then he was like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't change the culture, and then CM Punk, you know, we're not allowed to curse on the podcast, but he said to go suck a blood money covered you-know-what, you effing dork.
Yeah, that was, and he's since deleted the tweet, but that, I saw that and I was like, oh, damn, shots. It was what, the 8th, 7th day of 2020, we're already firing shots? Like, Jesus Christ. I love it. I love Punk. That's why I love CM Punk, man. For moments like that, just bodying mofos this early in the decade. Yeah, that was funny. I mean, he had to delete it, or because of some, who knows, who cares. People are too sensitive nowadays anyway. Yeah, we're going to move on to Brock Lesnar's returning to wrestling, but you're like, wait, no, he's the WWE champion. No, he's returning to amateur wrestling, the Gophers, Minnesota State. Why? Because tomorrow is the 20-year anniversary of his NCAA championship win. So he will be a honorary head coach tomorrow when Minnesota wrestles Wisconsin. Any thoughts on that, Brandon?
Not really. I mean, it's good to see Brock Lesnar back with the Golden Gophers. Go Minnesota! And I'd be scared if I'm one of those kids who ends up messing up and Brock Lesnar gets mad at him.
Yeah, man. You know, could you imagine Lesnar just wrestling around with somebody and they injure him? Could you imagine injuring the WWE champion?
I mean, I think Brock Lesnar has enough time off that he'll be fine.
Are you trying to say Brock Lesnar doesn't put in any work?
I'm just saying he has a lot of time to rest.
He doesn't listen. It's okay. You can, if you want to body Brock Lesnar, you can.
I don't want to body Brock Lesnar. He probably has like superhuman hearing or whatever, and he'll come like kick down my door and just murder me.
Dude, if Brock Lesnar ever comes and kicks down your door, FaceTime me. I want to watch. Yeah.
At least I'll have one witness.
There we go. All right, Goldberg was on the Broken Skull Sessions podcast or segment show on WWE Network. We would watch this a few weeks ago, and since then, Brandon, have you seen this? What did you think?
Oh, it was such a great watch, you know. Goldberg, Stone Cold, you know. Great legends of the business. It was a great podcast.
You didn't watch this, did you?
Of course I did. I mean, I did watch The Longest Yard last night after AEW Dynamite, starring Goldberg and Stone Cold. So there you go.
Okay, but did you watch this episode of the Broken Skull Sessions? Yes or no? It's 2020, man.
I haven't watched any Broken Skull Sessions.
What? You didn't even see the Undertaker one?
No, but I did see a great meme today. that did pop me. It was just the Undertaker from the Broken Skull Ranch or Broken Skull Sessions, and it had the subtitles, and he said ass, and it was just Tony Storm, or Undertaker saying ass. It was amazing. Shout out Tony Storm, she's the best.
Tony Storm is the best, yes. This episode of the Broken Skull Sessions, it was really cool. Just Goldberg telling, how he got from the NFL to WCW and how he wanted to be a superhero for kids. Talks about how he met his wife. His wife sounds like a very, very cool, chill lady. And talked about it, of course, how he wanted to go back to and wrestle for his son. That's basically what happened. It was just a cool listen. Kane is up next on Sunday. I can't wait for that one. That's gonna be really cool. But moving on from that, Kurt Angle wanted to retire. So Chris Van Vliet just dropped his first podcast in 2020 earlier today. It's the first interview of 2020 with Kurt Angle, and Angle talks about how he wanted to retire because he felt as if he couldn't live up to what he was doing in the past, which that's noble. You get older, you can't move like you used to. He talks about how he did want to retire to John Cena, but Vince wanted him to wrestle another year in order for that to happen. He said no, and he already had the story going on with Baron, so he just decided to do the L to Baron at WrestleMania 35. Yeah.
Well, if you saw Kurt Angle wrestle in the past few years, you would say he probably should hang it up. He didn't look all that hot, and I understand, both reasonings for why Kurt would want to do the job for Cena. It's a nice little round circle. Cena started off with him, and he ends with Cena. But then I also see the other side where you do the job on the way out to some younger talent. So we just saw Jushin Liger at Wrestlekingdom. He did the job twice to quote-unquote younger talent. I wouldn't exactly call it Taguchi younger talent, but that's just how the business rolls.
Absolutely, I mean, Kurt Angle, he looks at it as he got to wrestle the hottest heel in the business that night, which is true because people legit hate Baron Corbin. Like, people will say, "Oh no, he doesn't have wrestling heat. He has real heat. We don't like him." Which, if you're a heel, any kind of heat's good. Yeah. Shout out Baron Corbin. If we should have did a Most Improved award, and we should have gave it to him because he's really come a long way.
Well, I said Lance Archer should have won last.
Just not a fan. Yeah.
He almost murdered John Moxley.
He didn't almost murder-ish. He didn't do nothing.
He stuck a plastic bag over his mouth. Do you ever put a plastic bag over your mouth? You're just going to suffocate.
No, I'm not an idiot. Why would I do that?
Well, if I put an EBD claw over your mouth, then we'll see what's going on.
Honestly, I think I have a better claw. I have a better Von Erich claw, not no EBD, whatever the hell. I have a better claw than Lance Archer. Yeah, I said it. He can come at me. I'll body Lance Archer.
Lance Archer's going to kick down your door now.
This isn't my residence. He can come kick down this door all he wants. All right, we're going to move on. Kevin Nash officially retires. He was asked who his last match was with, and he said Father Time, because he posted a couple photos on Twitter and Instagram, social media. One was, him before his quad surgeries, and his legs were just so skinny and bent inward and frail, and then what he looks like today looks a lot healthier. I'm just, I'm happy that he's in good health, Thank you, Big Daddy Cool, Big Sexy, for the memories and the NWO and the Click and beating Bob Backlund in the Garden in 8 seconds to become WWE champion, What are your thoughts on the official retirement of Kevin Nash, and do you have any fond memories of Big Daddy Cool?
Kevin Nash, another wrestler who starred in the Longest Yard that was on TNT right after AEW Dynamite. But Kevin Nash, I mean, he's very important to the business, influential. Well, I don't know if I'd say influential, but he was a part of the Outsiders and the NWO and the original three-man group, and the Click and everything like that. He was never my favorite, but I appreciate for what he did, especially in the 90s. But then when it comes to his later wrestling career, I remember him more for just messing everything up with CM Punk.
They didn't even have a match, did they? No, they didn't. 2011. Oh, you gotta love it. I would say Kevin Nash was very influential. He and Hall jumping ship to WCW like that. Guys were getting pay raises, and because they thought, oh no, are you gonna leave for the competition? So I mean, they did good business. They did.
He gets a lot of flack for when he was booking WCW, but he is probably one of the most legit, smartest guys in the business. And when it comes to like political stuff and, as you said, money, he's a very smart person.
Yeah, now Kevin Nash is not an idiot. I would love to just have a business conversation about marketing and developing a character and all that stuff with Kevin Nash. Hopefully, we get to have him on the show one day in the future. Um, Speaking of past, let's talk about Lars Sullivan. So it has recently been discovered that Lars Sullivan or Mitch engaged in some adult film activities back in his day. Yeah, Brandon, why don't you tell us about this?
Oh, I have to tell everyone about this? Well, it wasn't just any adult film. It was a gay adult film, a homosexual adult film, which is quite ironic because back in the day, last year or whatever, that there was messages or whatever, that uncovered that Lars Sullivan was behind it. He said some very homophobic things. So people just kind of found it ironic that someone who said all these hateful things was in a gay porn. And I mean, I don't disagree with them. I mean, I see the hypocrisy there, but you also kind of got to look and say, like, maybe he was like in a dark time in his life on the message boards, and he was kind of self-loathing. And we also got to go back to early 2019 when he was supposed to debut and have apparently a WrestleMania match with John Cena, and he was having like a mental breakdown and having some mental illness stuff going on. So there's something going on with Lars Sullivan mentally, and I feel for him. And I don't know if we're ever going to see him again in WWE, just because there's a lot of stuff that he's got to deal with, and not only just being in WWE, but just kind of being a public figure in general, because he can't just go out and he's not like Dan O'Brien. He can't just like cut his hair, put a hat on, and just kind of blend in with society. He's a big dude, and everyone's going to look at him and they might figure out who he is.
Yeah. Somebody hit us up and asked us, did we watch it? No, I didn't. I'm not going to. Lars Sullivan has like deleted Twitter and Instagram. I was like, oh wow, can't take the heat, brother. So it's. But then again, the Young Bucks deleted their Twitters too, so it's Twitter's just toxic. Yeah, I find how it's always Twitter, not like Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or whatever. It's always Twitter. Yeah.
I mean, it's because Twitter, it's all words. On Instagram, it's just pictures, and who honestly reads the captions on Instagram?
Twitter doesn't have pictures and videos?
Well, I mean, they kind of do.
Kind of. They do.
They do, but it's a lot of statements, a lot of trolling on the Twitter machine. But I'm good with this.
I'm just going to become an Instagram troll. That's what I'm going to do now.
Well, yep. Peyton Royce said that you can just remove people who follow you. So shout out Peyton Royce. She's going to be cleaning up her followers.
There you go. I love Peyton Royce, so I would never troll Peyton. Love her. And her husband. Shout out to the chairman. Chairman wants to breathe the switchblade sometime. That's going to be interesting if that ever happens. We are going to move on to Mercedes Martinez, former Mae Young Classic competitor. She is signed with WWE and is expected to report to the Performance Center in about a month. So I'm very excited for her. I've been a fan of her work for quite some time now. Very good talent. She is, a little older than most women are when they make it to WWE. But then again, Shayna Baszler is actually older than Beth Phoenix, which is ironic as all hell. But so Mercedes, great talent. I really enjoy her work, and maybe she could become a credible challenger for the NXT Women's Championship moving on within the next year or two. Any thoughts on Mercedes Martinez?
Well, she is kind of the first official jump between the Wednesday Night Wars from AEW to NXT. Yes, maybe you could consider Bret Hart was the first official jump. But anyways, Mercedes Martinez, she was on the Mae Young Classic. I really enjoyed her work. I thought she was, really good. She's a veteran talent. When she went to AEW, I thought she was a really good. Apparently, I thought it was a signing, but I guess it was just a one-time thing. And, she's really good, but I think she's also going to be very helpful in the Performance Center. Just like Sarah Del Rey, she might be an in-ring, on-screen competitor, but I think she'll be more valuable behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's always good when you sign somebody who has all that knowledge and all that experience. Just because back in the day, the younger talent, you would hear how they had egos when they really shouldn't have because they just got there. I don't feel like it's really like that anymore. You don't hear stories about that. Just just watch and be like, hey, you're running the ropes like this. If you ran the ropes like this and hit the rope at this moment, then the impact would be such and such. Just little stuff like that you can add. That I think that'd be really cool to help the younger talent, male or female. Nikki Bella is engaged yet again. Do we care?
Shout out Nikki Bella. She is engaged to Artem, her Dancing with the Stars partner, and now they're going to be partners in life. So cute. It's real love, unlike John Cena, where it was just put on and it was just a work for Total Divas and Total Bellas in WrestleMania 33. I'm so glad. Shout out to Charlotte and Andrade. There's so much love going on in the wrestling world right now. It's beautiful.
There is, man. Bella and Cena, how dare you call that a work? That was one of the greatest love stories ever told. Better than Macho Man and Elizabeth. Better than Romeo and Juliet. Better than Garfield and Lasagna. Just one of the best ever. Ever.
I mean, I had you until you said Garfield and Lasagna.
Oh, I'm sorry. Garfield.
Can't top that.
Garfield, yeah. I mean, you never know. You never know. All right, the original WrestleMania 30 plans have been revealed.
Or Kellen Orange Soda.
Shout out Kel Mitchell. Shout out to my boy Keita Murray. He moved down to LA. Hopefully he's doing well and he's competing on NWA. So is the homie Zicky Dice. Zicky Dice actually advanced in the NWA television title tournament. So you come on our
welcome.
You come on our show. You do big things, man. That's just what I'm saying.
Carl Fredericks winning the Tokyo Dome,
Yeah.
winning the night after. I mean, I'm just saying.
Levi Shapiro is going to be hosting the Bay Area version of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood with the boy Bimbo Jimbo. So it's happening. It's happening for people, man.
So maybe we should just interview ourselves, so then we can go somewhere.
2020 is going to happen for us too.
Okay.
All right. Like I said, original WrestleMania 30 plans have been revealed. CM Punk was going through his storage or garage or whatever, and he posted a photo of what were the plans for WrestleMania 30. You have Batista versus Randy for the WWE title. We already knew that. CM Punk was supposed to wrestle Triple H if he had stayed with the company. We have Lesnar and Taker. We have John Cena and Bray Wyatt. That'll happen. Sheamus was supposed to wrestle Daniel Bryan. And Big Show was supposed to wrestle Kane. And then Roman was supposed to wrestle Dean for the United States Championship. Wow. How different that card would have been if all that actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Daniel Bryan thing still would have happened just because I think the groundswell of people who were just so angry. I think Daniel Bryan, they would have found some way to get Daniel Bryan into that match. Maybe Sheamus would have been used as kind of the Triple H role, but since Triple H was going to have the CM Punk match, maybe if you beat Sheamus, then you can go on to face Randy and Batista. But I mean, a lot of those other matches like Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, CM Punk and Triple H, we kind of knew that those were going to happen. But the Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose one, that is kind of surprising. I don't know if it would just be a straight up babyface matchup, or it's just two brothers going at it, or we would have had the early breakup of the Shield. Who knows?
It's a good thing a lot of that stuff didn't happen because the Punk walkout happens, Bryan rises to the top, and then later on that year, the Shield, they become no more after Seth stabs his brothers in the back. So yeah, it all worked out for the best, really, when you look back on it.
I'm not saying it was a good thing that CM Punk walked out. Give me a second, Philip.
I mean, it's just I miss the homie. I missed him. I really did. I'm glad he's back, but if he had stayed, we could have had some bangers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to Inside of the Ring. WWE released their top 25 matches of 2019. I'm going to read them off to you. Extreme Rules, it was a no-holds-barred match. The Grave Dogs of Roman Reigns and The Undertaker versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. 24 on Raw, Rey Mysterio versus Cesaro. 23 Extreme Rules, Last Man Standing, Strowman versus Lashley. 22, it was on Raw, Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander. 21, Keith Lee versus Dominik Dijakovic. 20, Roman versus Buddy Murphy. 19, NXT TakeOver New York, North American title. The Dream versus Riddle. Elimination Chambers number 18, the Women's Tag title match. You have Sasha and Bayley, the Iconics, Fire and Desire, Nia Jackson, Tamina, the Riot Squad, and Carmella and Naomi. 17, NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff. You have Walter and Tyler Bate for the United Kingdom Championship. 16.
That is way too low.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty.
a top 5, if not number 1.
Well, we're gonna get to them. 16, you have Extreme Rules SmackDown Tag Team Titles. D. Bryan, Eric Rowan versus Heavy Machinery versus New Day. 15, NXT Takeover Phoenix, NXT North American Championship, Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano. 14, Survivor Series Men's 5 on 5 on 5, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Fastlane, WWE Championship, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Mustafa Ali. Survivor Series is number 12, NXT Championship, Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole, baby. 11, SmackDown 2 out of 3 Falls match, Andrade and Mysterio. 10, Universal Championship, SummerSlam, Brock and Rollins. 9, WrestleMania 35, the Women's Championship winner take all, Rousey, Lynch, and Flair. 8, the Elimination Chamber match, the WWE title match between Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. 7, NXT TakeOver New York, United Kingdom match with Walter and Pete Dunne. 6, Money in the Bank, the men's ladder match, Andrade, Ricochet, Ali, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Randy Orton, and Brock Lesnar. 5, the Raw Women's title, Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey. 4, Money in the Bank, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles for the Seth Rollins and AJ Styles for the Universal Championship. 3, NXT TakeOver New York, 2 out of 3 Falls, NXT title, Cole and Gargano. 2, Hell in the Cell, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks Women's title match. And 1, the number 1 match of 2019 in WWE, WrestleMania 35, the WWE Championship, Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. Overall, Raw has 5 matches, SmackDown has 7, NXT UK has 2, NXT Regular has 5, and 205 Live had 0. What are your thoughts on all that?
Well, I think NXT, I know I'm a homer, but I feel like they were definitely underrepresented. I thought you could put another one of those Gargano-Cole matches in there. As I said, that Walter and Tyler Bate, I mean, number 17, are you serious? Like, people were saying that might have been the best wrestling match of the year. Like, not only in WWE. And I was there live for Becky and Sasha, Hell in a Cell. It was a really good match. I would say it was the second best match of the year in WWE.
I mean, it's, that's... I don't know who made this list. We do know WWE made this list, but it's whatever,
I mean, it's WWE. It's all political. They want to put them in certain spots so they can tell a different story or whatever. I don't pay too much attention to their list.
Oh. Wow. What is this? The February 22nd fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury is crucial for a possible WrestleMania appearance for Fury. Do you want to see Tyson Fury return to WWE?
I don't really care. I'm not the biggest boxing person in the world, so Tyson Fury doesn't really do anything for me.
There we go. He makes 15 mil though. That's crazy. Just for one match.
Floyd Mayweather makes like 150 mil.
But I'm talking about for the WWE match though. That's what I mean. Like, he made more than Floyd did when he wrestled Big Show.
I mean, if Conor or Floyd were ever to come to WWE, I'm pretty sure they'd make more money than Tyson Fury.
Jesus Christ. Hey, Jen Decker from AEW, play the zipper sound effect, all that. Yep. Alright, we're going to move on. Wrestle Kingdom 14, it happened, It did happen. Kazuchika Okada defeats Kota Ibushi. Kota, he took some L's. Took some L's at Wrestle Kingdom, man. Naito had his crowning moment. I said it was the equivalent of Hogan and Warrior. Hogan dominated the 80s, and then Okada dominated the 2010s. Naito was there to, get his crowning moment, and he did. He became dual champion, and then Kenta ruined it all, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. You had the retirement of Justin Thunder Liger. You had Hiroshi Tanahashi taking the big L to Le Champion, Chris Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom. You have Mox winning the U.S. title, and then going up against Juice, and then Minoru Suzuki coming out there and laying him out. What are your thoughts on Wrestle Kingdom as a whole, Brandon? I know you did your recap, which I'm going to have to go listen to, but for the people who haven't heard it yet, what are your thoughts?
Oh, well, I would highly recommend you guys go listen to my recap, but under the radar that I did yesterday, pretty much 40 minutes of just me talking about Wrestle Kingdom. It was an amazing show. I mean, 2 nights. You didn't even talk about Will Ospreay and Hiromu Takahashi. That match was insane. I loved it. Maybe my second best match of the night, or of the show in general. I would say Okada, Ibushi, best match of the weekend. I thought it told a great story. Naito finally winning it. He was the person who wanted to become double champ at the beginning of all this, and he ends up doing it. And yes, Kenta, that no good dirty dog Kenta, beats him up. But then we got some matches set for New Beginning, February 9th. Naito, Kenta, it's going to happen. John Moxley, Minoru Suzuki is going to happen. And then also on New Year's Dash, the night after, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi might be a tag team going forward and might challenge for those IWGP Tag Team Championships.
Ooh. Tag team we never knew we wanted, right?
Exactly.
Yep. What are your thoughts on the Forbidden Door of New Japan and AEW?
I agree with Chris Jericho that I think there should be at least some sort of working agreement between the two. Put aside all the petty BS and everything that happened with their exit last year. I think both of them definitely do benefit from it. I think maybe New Japan would benefit a little bit more. I mean, I don't know, because if you give AEW, Okada, Tanahashi, even some of the young lions, I think you could get, a better product, some better matches out there. But I think New Japan, where their height of their U.S. popularity, I would say, was about 2 years ago when they were running the Cow Palace, ROH, and the Elite were clicking at all cylinders. And now maybe it's just they're running too many shows, so now it's just kind of the well is run dry a bit. But I feel like if you kind of give the American audience some more familiar names, then I think they could do a good job. I'm not saying you put Kenny and Cody and the Bucks and everybody on every single New Japan show, or Okada and everybody wrestling every AEW pay-per-view, but just some sort of trading of talent. It doesn't even have to be the main eventers, even some of the younger people.
I'd love to see my boy Carl Fredericks go up against Jungle Boy, little APW action on Dynamite. No, I look at it like this with the whole Forbidden Door. Like the guys, they didn't jump to WWE. Look, they started their own company. Did they take their fan base? Yeah, they took all the people that the Elite brought in. That's true. There shouldn't be any hurt feelings about this. Like let's be men, Like let's work something out, because there's a plethora of money that can be made with New Japan and AEW working together. To see Tanahashi wrestle a Dustin Rhodes, for example, just two guys who are legends in their respective countries, just having a decent match, or let's get another Cody Okada match. Hell, let's get Kenny Okada 5. And I will say something nice about that series. I know I bash it all the time. I think the second one was absolutely tremendous. Put it on record right here, 2020. I said something nice about Kenny Omega. There you go.
And even you can just have the young lions do like excursions for AEW. That could be great. Seeing Carl Fredericks in AEW.
It would, yeah. My homie, my boy. I'd love that. But yeah, Wrestle Kingdom. It was good. It didn't have that umph of the last couple years, because the Elite's gone. Kenny isn't there, and AEW doesn't have that umph because Kenny Omega is not Kenny Omega anymore. He's Tyson Smith. That's how I see it. That's honestly how I see it.
I thought Wrestle Kingdom Night 1, 9 out of 10. Night 2, 10 out of 10. Fantastic matches, especially Night 2, because Night 1 had some 8-man tags that didn't really mean a whole lot, but Night 2, I thought every single match meant something. Kenta Goto, really good match. Too bad I couldn't see the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Title match, because New Japan World decided to just completely crumble after Jushin Liger had his final match, but it is what it is.
Shout out to the homie that threw the whole Night 1 of Wrestle Kingdom up on Facebook. I'm in a lot of wrestling groups on there. Shout out to the boy. Don't know his name, but I appreciate you. All right.
Philip, you're a dirty pirate.
Excuse me?
You're a dirty pirate.
Look, I was gonna... Hold on. I was gonna get New Japan World. I fell asleep during Night 1. I wake up in the morning, I'm scrolling Facebook, and it pops up on my feed, so I watched. It's not... I didn't go out seeking piracy. It came to me.
So it's like just someone threw like a big bag of money that they stole, and you just happen to just be right there and pick it up, and then now it's yours.
Okay, I didn't... No, that's not how it is. That is not how it is. Look, ladies and gentlemen, don't be pirates. Pay for subscriptions. They're like $10 a month, You can pop out $20, $30, whatever, so... You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't be pirates. I was not a pirate. I just happened to stumble upon something.
You were just an innocent bystander.
Absolutely, dude. Just an innocent bystander. That's how I see it. All right, we are going to get into Inside of the Ring now. We're going kind of long, right? I'm going to kind of speed things up. WWF at the Garden in 1988. Hulk Hogan retains against Rick Rude. ECW guilty as charged 20 years ago today. That's crazy. 2000. This was in Alabama. This was in Birmingham, Alabama. And some of the matches we have are C.W. Anderson versus Mikey Whipwreck. We have a 6-man tag match. Yoshihiro Tajiri, Super Crazy, and Little Guido going up against Jerry Lynn, New Jack, and what is it? Super Angel. You have Rob Van Dam and Sabu for the ECW Television Championship, Impact Players, and Tommy Dreamer and Raven for the ECW Tag Team titles. You have Mike Awesome and Spike Dudley for the ECW World title. Just a lot of great stuff, man. A lot of great stuff on that card. Go check it out. Todd Grisham, former WWE backstage interviewer, is 44 years old today, and Ruby Riott, former leader of the Riot Squad, is 29. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Shout out Ruby Riott. I heard that she's apparently on track to return. She's been spotted at the Performance Center. She had double shoulder surgery. Say that 5 times fast, and hopefully she can return at the Royal Rumble.
Hopefully she can. I'm very excited, you know. All right, we're going to hit our fan mail. We don't have a lot today, so we're just going to kind of run through it. Oh, God, this is from the last day of the year. This was the last fan mail we got in 2019. And guess who it's from?
Who do you?
Yeah, it is. Who 420. Hey, mate, you guys talked about the streak being the moment of the decade. What's your favorite moment of the decade? You just can only pick one. Our personal favorite wrestling moment of the decade. Oh, God. That's, I don't know. I really don't know. Brandon, what's your personal favorite wrestling moment of the decade?
Personal wrestling moment of the decade. It's kind of hard, but I would probably say Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania just because I was there, and that might have been like the craziest, most amped I've ever been at a wrestling show ever. So I'll go with that one.
There you go. I honestly can't think of one. I mean, I don't know. My personal favorite? You know what? I might go AJ beating Cena at SummerSlam 2016. I think I might do that. I mean, I'd follow the guy's career for so long. He finally makes it to WWE, and he beat the face that ran the place square dab in the middle of the ring after like a 35-40 minute banger at one of the biggest shows of the year. Clean, just beat him clean. Like that was dope. I'm like, all right, AJ's here to play and he's here to stay. That's how I looked at it, you know.
On a similar track, I think another one that I would maybe consider would be Daniel Bryan beating John Cena at SummerSlam 2013. We're just not going to talk about what happened after that.
Oh, the 3 most deadly letters in all of sports entertainment. Yeah. One of my favorite moments. Hell, that might be my moment of the decade. Randy Orton getting that beautiful WWE Championship away from that pipsqueak Daniel Bryan. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Like it a lot. I might body Daniel Bryan in 2020. I don't know.
Don't touch him. He's a national treasure.
All right, Jack of all trades. That wedding was terrible, but I loved every minute of it. That's classic early 2000s events. Oh my God, Brandon, what did you think of the wedding of the century? Wedding of the century. Lana, Lashley, hidden lesbian lovers, Rusev popping out of cakes. Because he has cakes. Hey-o!
I mean, it was all over the place. It was not, I wouldn't say it was the best wrestling wedding ever, but I would probably say that I enjoyed it for what it was. It was just crazy and nonsense, and this whole storyline has been stupid, so I just kind of embrace it for what it is. So, I mean, I'm not going to be too critical of it. I was interested to see what they did with the Liv Morgan angle, and they kind of didn't do really anything this week, so that kind of, I don't know if it intrigues me, but I mean, they did the lesbian angle, which that you think that would be like the big pop, the big story going forward. But from what I heard, I don't think they're really going to put too much focus on that, and especially everything that's happened with like Sonya Deville and her being vocal of wanting to do like a gay lesbian angle, and then they just kind of use it on a throwaway thing with Liv Morgan. I don't know if that's the best look for the company.
I mean, did she say that they were like romantically involved? Did she? Or
I mean, it is strongly implied.
okay, Pixar didn't happen. That's all I gotta say. We're gonna move on from that. Robert Walker. Wrestle Kingdom was bonkers. What a moment for Naito. Kenta as dual champ would be interesting. And where does Okada rank all time? Oh God. Well, Wrestle Kingdom was very good. Naito, like I said, crowning moment. Tetsuya Naito. Destino. Love it all. Okada's only 32, which is unbelievable. We have like 6 or 7, 8 more years of this guy in ring, which is going to be phenomenal. I don't know about all time like in general, but Japanese all time. I mean, you got to look at like Kenta Kobashi and all these other great Japanese talents. I'd say he's top 5 all time Japanese.
I would agree with you. I think right now, at this very moment, Okada is top 5 in Japanese wrestling. I mean, Misawa and Inoki and Kobashi and all those guys. I'm not the biggest Japanese historian, so I can't exactly say who's the best, but I would say, you talked about it, Okada's 32. Even if he wrestles another 10 years, and he keeps it up at this pace for like 5 years, he's probably going to be the greatest Japanese wrestler of all time, especially when New Japan is booming like it is right now. 70,000 people combined on both nights. And if New Japan does expand into the U.S., I think that could maybe give him a better chance of landing in the top 5 overall. I've seen people tweeting like, oh my god, Okada's the GOAT, he's the best ever, and then I see people on Twitter who say like, oh no, he's not. I think it's just there's a lot of people who don't watch New Japan and don't see how great Okada actually is.
No, like I know I crap on him in the whole New Japan gimmick, but Okada's a special talent, man. He truly is. When we talk about all time, I'm trying to think in the American sense, would you refer to him more as like Rock or Austin in that sense for the Japanese culture?
Maybe I would say Rock. It's kind of hard because he has the money drawing big match potential of everything that Stone Cold had, but then he's like the cool, he can play both sides. He can be the top heel if he wants to be in the match, or he can be the top babyface selling his ass off and everything like that. So the tweet I was kind of referring to was someone said like, oh, Hogan, Rock, Stone Cold, and Flair, who are you kicking off for Okada to be in the Mount Rushmore? And I kind of easily said it's The Rock, and I could see maybe Okada being on that Mount Rushmore one of these days.
Your boy Dave was crazy. I think he said that Okada was better than all those guys, which is absolutely asinine. Let's not go that far.
Athletically speaking, match quality.
But we're talking about like all time though. Like we have to look at all time. Plus, we have another like all time DM. Dan asked us again, where does Jericho rank all time? That's...
I think Jericho is a very interesting one because he's been around for 30 years almost. But yet, for the most part, he was never really the top guy. Yes, he was the undisputed champion for the first ever AEW champion. But in WWE particularly, he was never like the guy, so it's kind of hard to exactly put out, because he was like kind of the guy who was doing the best work, but he was never the top guy. So I would say, if we're going greatest of all time, I mean, he's probably top 50. I don't know if I would put him, top 10, maybe even.
Well, see, here's the thing about that. I listen to CBS Sports and Brian Campbell. Brian Campbell said he would put him in the 7 to 12 range, which, that's understandable. I mean, Jericho, he said he didn't really feel like a main eventer until that 2008 story with Shawn, suit and tie, speaking slow, calling people hypocrites, which was, in my opinion, the best work of his career. In my all-time, Jericho's number 2 to me. Because, I've been watching the guy my whole life. He's been wrestling longer than I've been alive, and he's just the constant reinvention. You look back in, like, 2016 list and all that, I'm like, okay, this guy is all time. He's the GOAT. And then he just keeps doing it. Japan, Painmaker, Alpha, Le Champion, like he just keeps going, you know? In my all time, he is number 2 to me because he's just that damn good still. At 49 years old, he's still doing this, still having really, really solid matches with guys like Tanahashi, who's another guy that's way up there. Just unprecedented. Nobody else is doing this. Hogan wasn't having these good matches at his age.
I don't have like a complete list of who I would put, 1 through whatever, but I think just kind of off the top, I think Jericho is probably top 20, but I don't think I would put him top 10.
Well, we'll do that sometime in the next coming months. Who are our personal top 10 wrestlers? We'll do that. Dan asked favorite Liger match. Oh God. He had one with Brian Pillman back in '92. It was like WCW Super Japan show or some shit. That was really solid.
Whoa, Philip, language.
Hey, you know what? It's 2020. I'm bodying everybody. New year, new decade, same ish. I don't take no prisoners. You know what I mean? I'm coming for everybody in 2020. I'll drop an S-bomb if I want to.
No Vaseline.
Exactly. Getting F'd by a white boy with no Vaseline. Shout out to Ice Cube. Greatest diss track of all time. But yeah, do you have a favorite Liger match? The one you saw live?
Sure. I mean, I saw 2 matches live. I saw his last ever match in the United States. But anyways, I digress. ROH did put out a match last week. It was a match between Jushin Liger and Bryan Danielson with CM Punk on commentary. I would highly recommend you guys go check that out. It is on the YouTube.
I will watch that after we record this Luscious podcast. I think that's it for the fan mail. Ooh, Jesus Christ. Sorry for the loud noise. We're going to move on. Raw recap. Brock Lesnar enters number 1 into the 2020 Royal Rumble as WWE Champion. The championship is not on the line. I like how Brock's going to be in the Royal Rumble. This is going to be very interesting. He's obviously not going to win. This is going to set up his WrestleMania challenger. Now, there's going to be a stopping point. The question is who? And yes, I do believe he will have an interaction with Matt Riddle, so to speak. Because bro. Like, Brock needs to F5 the hell out of Matt Riddle, that's all I'm saying. And yeah, whoever tosses Brock out, I do believe they will be his challenger for the WWE title at WrestleMania. The question is who... Would they go the NXT route? Would they go the SmackDown route? Or would they just stick with Raw? That's the real question, Brandon.
I'm kind of dead set on Shayna Baszler winning the Women's Royal Rumble, so I don't know if you want to do 2 NXT winners on the same Rumble. Kevin Owens is out there. He's doing his thing with Seth Rollins. I don't know what the end point of that could be. You could have KO toss out Brock Lesnar and he can be the champion, or maybe you just do something on SmackDown for whoever wins is from SmackDown, so you don't have to actually commit to whoever eliminates Brock ends up winning the thing. But I could see possibly Drew McIntyre. I don't know if we have Drew McIntyre on the script, but they've been kind of slowly building him up. Like, he's a heel, but he's showing a lot of character recently, and the crowd are kind of getting behind him. And I could see possibly Drew McIntyre facing Brock Lesnar for the championship at WrestleMania because he has the size, he has the legacy of Vince being behind him. So I could see Drew, freshly turned, going up against Brock.
A couple things there. Look, Drew McIntyre has been pushed countless times. He had the program with Shane, programs with Roman, and he lost. You know what I mean? Like, lost to Roman twice. He should have beat Roman at WrestleMania last year. And he should have beat him again at Stomping Ground, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, he keeps getting in these opportunities in these moments, but he doesn't win. He needs to win. Maybe the Rumble will be the best place for him to win and challenge Brock. I'm not opposed to that. On the woman's side, you said Shayna Baszler. I don't think so. I think I know what we're getting. I think Ronda. I think she returns, Massive pop. And then we get the match that we were denied almost, it was like a year and a half ago. We get Rousey Lynch one-on-one women's title.
But I think Shayna tells a great story because Becky is trying to overcome the quote-unquote one woman she hasn't beat in Asuka, but yet she hasn't beat Shayna Baszler yet, so that could go into Becky trying to avenge that loss at WrestleMania.
Just give us Rousey Lynch. That's where I'm at. I want to see that.
Well, I'll give you Ronda Rousey for our predictions on the Royal Rumble.
Oh, no. Have to see it play out first. All right, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and The Big Show. Yes, Paul White returned to WWE for the first time in about almost 2 years. They defeat the Messiah of Monday Night, Seth Rollins, and the AOP via disqualification. Glad to see Big Show back. Knocked out Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is walking around with one glove like he's Michael Jackson in the Bad video or something. And what do you think about the Messiah of Monday Night?
I've really been enjoying what Seth Rollins has been doing. I think this reinvention of his character has been great. I think Raw has been consistently a better show. So if you guys haven't been tuned into Raw, I would recommend you guys to give it another shot, especially now that we're on the road to Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, I think they're a great tag team. I don't know if the Big Show, this was just a one-off, or if he's going to come back and be sporadic appearances. I mean, he does have his Netflix show coming up, so he's probably going to have to plug that in the near future. But overall, the Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe KO thing, I think it's all been pretty good recently.
Yeah, let's see where it leads. Of course, they're going to have spots with each other in the Royal Rumble. And probably they're going to be on some throwaway Fastlane. Fastlane isn't happening this year. That's right. I remember that. Elimination Chamber, yeah. They're probably just going to have a singles match on that. And probably wrestle the other one on Raw. And yeah, that's how I see that happening. The United States Championship is on the line. Andrade defeats Rey Mysterio in a banger. Can we say Match of the Year contender already? Can we already say that? I think we should.
I could say pretty confidently that this was the best match in WWE this year.
Oh my god, just an absolute banger. Just like, the Canadian Destroyer is getting really sick and tired. Like, we don't need to see it everywhere. Whenever Rey hits it on Andrade, I love it. I love it all the time. I do. If I only see that Canadian Destroyer for the rest of my life, I'll be set. I will be set. Just clotheslines, sentons, tope con hilos, just all of this was happening. Tope atomicos were happening, meteoras. This was a banger of a match. Andrade didn't get distracted by the fact that, Rey got flung into Selena, handled his business, retained his title, then went to go check on her. That's what's up. I dig that.
These two had phenomenal matches last year on SmackDown, so I'm glad they've gone back to it. The finishing sequence was a bit awkward. I don't know exactly what was going on there after Rey ran into Zelina, then he got rammed into the steel steps afterwards. I don't know if the ref was checking on Rey to see if he was legit injured, or if Rey had to show more remorse against Zelina, and that's why he lost. It was kind of an awkward finish, so it kind of put a little down note on this really good match.
I had to look past that because it was flames. Both these guys are doing big things. Oh, shout out to Andrade and Charlotte. They're engaged now.
Yeah, I brought them up when Nikki got engaged. I started crying.
I know. I kind of glanced over that. I had to bring it back. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a wedding I would love to attend. Just for Rick. Just for Rick telling stories. That'd be great, right? We should try
and Conrad will be there too.
Oh, hey, it's Conrad. That's a big boy.
Doot. Will he be there? Have you heard the story of him giving the wedding speech at Triple H and Stephanie's wedding?
No, I haven't.
He was completely hammered and he wanted to sing Bad Street USA, and Linda McMahon had to walk him off the stage. Say, okay, it's time to go to bed.
That is great. On the Edge and Christian podcast, they were telling stories about how they'd be on plane rides with a doop, and he would just be like, here we go. He would just do that every flight before they would take off, and then they did it to him once backstage. And he's like, "The hell are you talking about?" Just funny, man. Just some funny stuff. Getting back to Monday Night Raw tag team titles were on the line. The Viking War Raider Experience defeats the OC Street Profits, and that's it, right? Yeah, that's it.
Fine match, I guess. Viking Raiders win. They continue their dominance. The Street Profits, after kind of getting squashed by the Viking War Raider Experience, they come back, and I don't know what they're doing with the Street Profits. They had that SNL skit, and then they had the squash match with the Viking Raiders, and the Street Profits are just all over the place at this point. It's sad.
Oh yeah, they are, man. I don't know why they are like that, and it is very, very sad. We're gonna move on. AJ Styles defeats Akira Tozawa with an RKO. I love it. It's not as good as Randy.
It was pretty straightforward. Shout out to Akira Tozawa. He's unfortunately like a jobber at this point, but I think he's probably the best jobber that they have because he just is fantastic at selling those big moves.
Absolutely. Sarah Logan returns to TV and attacks Charlotte Flair.
This was kind of a cold match. It's kind of out of nowhere. Sarah Logan returning to no fanfare, no story, and Charlotte Flair continues to be a heel or a babyface or whatever. I don't know, and I really don't care at this point.
Still on that Charlotte Flair heat, huh?
I mean, it's not that I don't hate her. It's just they don't give me a reason to like her.
You know what I like? I like Buddy Murphy. And, after Aleister Black defeats Shelton Benjamin, Buddy Murphy just attacks Aleister Black. So we're getting that again next week, and I'm all for it. Just give him 15, 20 hot minutes. Just let him tear it up. That'd be a great start to Monday Night Raw. Just let him tear it up right off the bat.
Well, they got the college football championship game to go up against on Monday, so that's why they're kind of stacking next week's show. And this match should be a whole lot of fun. I hope they give him the time. And I would assume Aleister Black wins again because I think Aleister Black, another person who could eliminate Brock Lesnar.
Really?
There you go.
Really?
I mean, he's one of the only people on the roster who hasn't been devalued.
Black Mass and Brock just falls out. Yeah, that'd be badass if Brock no-sold that mofo kick. Just smacks him right in the face with his foot. Doesn't move an inch. That'd be dope. Also, Becky Lynch and Asuka, they have a promo together.
I thought Becky did a good promo. I thought she showed, she pulled the old okey doke on Asuka's being all sad and in her feelings. Shout out to your boy Aubrey. And then Asuka comes out and Lynch punches her in the shoulder, but she sells her like she got punched in the face. So then it looks like Lynch got her swagger back.
Got a swagger back. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Asuka and Becky Lynch at last year's Royal Rumble was absolutely. It was a gem. It was a gem, dude. It just makes me feel like Asuka's gonna lose, though.
As she should.
No, I am not opposed to Asuka beating Becky, because Becky really hasn't defended the title in 4 months. Come on now.
Well, I think Asuka can lose, and then the Kabuki Warriors can go over to SmackDown and do whatever they gotta do over there.
I don't need them on Friday nights. I don't. I need Asuka on Monday Night Raw, or she can be on NXT, or she can go be Kana in AEW. I don't need her on that blue brand. I don't. I used to love SmackDown. Now I don't want anything to do with it. Somebody offered me some a Blue Jolly Rancher. I said no because it reminded me of SmackDown. I didn't want anything to do with that.
So I guess we're not going to go see SmackDown at the SAP Center unless the plug hooks it up again?
Whoa, hey. We might have to go see that. I don't know. We'll see how the budget's doing. I'm going through hard times right now, Daddy. Hard times. But ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's how we segue to AEW. Moxley answers Jericho. Moxley got a big offer to join Jericho's Inner Circle. What is it? A 4GT. Registered, full of gas, ready to go. 49% of the Inner Circle. He got offered all these amazing things. And you know what? He said yes. He did. They were popping champagne and bubbly, all this other great stuff. It was all working out. Until Moxley changed his mind, smacked Jericho upside the head with a bottle and hit him with the paradigm shift, and yeah. Moxley wants the AEW World Title. What are your thoughts on that?
I didn't think that this angle worked particularly well. I think they sold Moxley with Jericho for such a long period of time that kind of sucked the life out of the crowd. I think the crowd kind of knew that Moxley was going to turn on Jericho, but I think they just went so long that then the crowd kind of okay, I guess he's going to be with Jericho. And then when he kind of turned against him, I don't think they got the crowd response that they exactly wanted. They didn't get the super mega pop like when DDP turned on the NWO after he joined them for 10 seconds. And another thing is you did almost the exact same angle just earlier on in the show with the Dark Order trying to recruit Christopher Daniels. I don't understand why you do a recruitment angle the same just an hour before you do the same angle at the end of the show. That's your big hook for all your viewers.
Well, I mean, this recruitment was different because it was been planned for a couple weeks. The Dark Order, look, Get rid of them. Nobody wants to see that. It is one of the dumbest thing. Look, I told you. I'm telling the truth on this show. I love AEW. The Dark Order is one of the dumbest things I have ever seen. I would rather wait for a whole 3-hour Raw just to see what's in Eric Rowan's cage. You know what I mean? Like, it's stupid. Nobody cares about this. There are too many cults in wrestling. Alright? I'm done with it. I really am.
Too many cults.
Too many cults. And terrible punches being thrown by the Dark Order. Yeah. I went there.
Philip, what do you think of Moxley not joining the Dark Order? Or not joining the Dark Order? Or the Inner Circle? See, you got me on the Dark Order too much.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't join the Dark Order. It was whatever. You know, we all knew it was coming. If it had happened sooner, it would have been a little bit better. Yes, absolutely. Or just kind of run with it. You know, like that time Cena actually joined Nexus for like a few weeks to a month, whatever. That would have been cool. But, you know, they got that pay-per-view coming up next month, so I understand they had to kind of quick rush this. Like I said, it was fine. You know, Moxley's going to challenge Jericho, and that's what's going to happen. Moving on, the Rhodes brothers defeat the Lucha Bros. They had the help of, or not the help, but Arn Anderson was in their corner because Arn Anderson has been hired as a coach for Cody Rhodes. What are your thoughts on the match, and what are your thoughts of the Enforcer helping out the Rhodes brothers?
It was a good match. I'm a little iffy on the fact the Lucha Bros have kind of taken a back seat in the tag team division. I think they should be the top stars. I think they should be holding the tag team titles over SCU, who SCU hasn't really been doing a whole lot recently. And with the Rhodeses getting the victory, I mean, it's fine, I guess. I mean, they're kind of an established tag team in AEW's sense. Arn Anderson, I'm just waiting for him to turn on Cody, because that's what always happens with the Rhodes and the Horsemen.
That is very true. Then what? Him and Tully both walked Sean Spears down to the ring? Is that what's going to be happening?
Maybe. Then J.J. Dillon shows up, and maybe Ric Flair jumps ship. Who knows?
And then we get Barry Windham, and then... Oh, God, that'd be great. My favorite era of the Horsemen, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Doop, doop, doop. The match was fine. You know, the final reckoning beat hit on Phoenix was okay. Cody's out throwing super kicks out here now. Pentagon, Crip walking into Zero Mirror. That was always fun and great. I love it. They should be at the top of the tag team division. I do believe they should be the tag team champions. Or hell, you know, just let them have a singles run maybe. I don't know. Let Pentagon chase the Pentagon versus Mox for the AEW World title. That's dope to me. That is dope. Or, ooh, that'd be a nice little promo segment with Jericho, you know, talking, and then Pentagon comes out there and then he just throws that Zero Mirror on his face, and Jericho just reacts in a funny way. That could be cool. That'd be interesting. But moving on from that, Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page, they defeat Private Party because they pop out at your party. It was good. It was fun. A little too spotty for me, but they got the job done.
Yeah, I can agree with you. It might be a little bit spotty, but I think that's just how Private Party works. Cassidy, I really find it annoying when he like screeches every time someone slaps him. I don't know if like someone's going to tell him like just shut up and don't do that, because it kind of takes away from the match, in my opinion. But Omega and Page, they were still kind of not on the right track, but they were still able to get the job done. And I think I enjoy this kind of slow burn where Omega is clearly in a feud with Pac as of this moment, but in the back of your mind, you know, Hank, something's going on with Adam Page, and something's going to, you know, snap, and he's going to do something to Omega.
He better do some real cowboy-ish to Kenny Omega. You know? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Diamond... Oh, wait, no. We gotta go back one. AEW Women's Championship, Rio defeats Chris Statlander. Nightmare Collective, I really don't need to see that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Women with shaved heads on a wrestling show. I don't know. It's just too many cults, man. Just way too many cults. Get rid of all that. By the way, shouldn't Brandy Rhodes and Awesome Kong, shouldn't their hair be shaved too?
I don't know the rules of the Nightmare Collective.
Neither do I. But yeah, Statlander, unfortunate loss for her. Rio, I don't know why she's still the champion. Nyla Rose should have just won the title, like I said. Emi Sakura jumping in was interesting. Did Britt Baker, did she jump in?
She did not. She did not want to deal with any of that BS.
I don't blame
her. So
her.
I think obviously we're going to get a heel turn from Britt Baker. Maybe she joins the Nightmare Collective.
Yes, there we go. Oh God, I don't think Adam would like her with the shaved head.
I don't judge. I think the girl who's in the Nightmare Collective, she looks beautiful with her shaved head.
No, no, no. I've seen a lot of women with shaved heads. I'm like, damn, she looking pretty nice right now, you know. But I'm just saying, you never know. But Adam, I think his hair looks better than Britt Baker's. I said it. Adam has luscious locks.
But Britt has better teeth.
You're right. She does have better teeth. Diamond cutters were dropped on the Butcher, the Blade, but not the Bunny, because DDP comes out, drops diamond cutters. MJF. Too much screaming in the promo. Way too much screaming. I don't. Screaming in promos is okay. Like when Ziggler does it, I don't mind it. But yeah, man, way too much screaming. We don't need that. And apparently DDP's getting in the ring next week. Yeah.
You have a microphone. There's no need to scream.
He wanted to be extra loud.
Extra loud. But I did like MJF. I think he continues to do good stuff. I thought his little line about taking DDP's daughter was a little raunchy, but I thought I liked it in all the wrong ways. But anyways, DDP gonna come. We're gonna have DDP on Bash at the Beach on TNT with Tony Schiavone commentary in 2020. Philip, what is going on?
I have no idea. I really don't, man. Get Hall and Nash to kind of swag their way down to the ring, and you've got WCW all over again. Yeah.
I mean, we've already had a Glacier in AEW. Maybe we get a return.
Glacier's a very nice gentleman.
I don't have anything bad to say about Glacier. I just said, he was already in AEW, and we're trying to get the WCW thing back.
Get the Shockmaster.
Get the Yeti.
Oh God. Get Oz. Yeah. Let's get all that stuff.
Well, I heard from my favorite podcast in the world that the Oz isn't wrestling anymore.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's done too. Great career though, the Oz. Great career. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna go on. DDP, he does yoga and stuff apparently, so I've heard. I think he should be okay in the ring. And last up, the Jurassic Express, Marco Stunt, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus defeat the best friends of Chucky T. No, that's not. Is it Chucky T? Yeah, it's Chucky T. And Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy was there too.
This match was a whole lot of fun. I think Jurassic Express and Orange Cassidy are probably two of the top over just acts in general. I mean, Orange Cassidy, God bless him, he is so over without doing really anything. And people don't realize the man can actually wrestle. So when he actually he can do his shtick, but then when he actually wrestles in the ring, he's a damn good worker.
Yeah, like the old timers who don't get it, calm your tits, You know what I mean? Like let the guy do his thing, but when it's time to actually bust down and work, he can do that. Like go watch his indie stuff, man. Like the guy can really work, and his hands do come out of his pockets, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know.
And his glasses come off. His hair gets a little sweaty and messed up, but it still works.
Yes, it does. All right, Superstar Spotlight. Who do we got? First one of 2020. I will go with Andrade. Just a banger from Monday night, man. I'm excited for what's gonna happen with him. Congratulations on the U.S. title win, and yeah, hopefully he does big things in 2020. Possibly moves into the world title picture.
I think this is the first time and also the last time we will ever have this wrestler on Superstar Spotlight, and that would be Jushin Thunder Liger. He retired this weekend, had 2 matches at Wrestlekingdom, had his ceremony at New Year's Dash. A lot of emotions. It was fantastic. He had legends that he wrestled for and against. On night 1, he wrestled against Ryu Lee, formerly Dragon Lee, and Hiromu Takahashi. Both matches were fantastic, and then the little ceremony he had on New Year's Dash, it was great. Tears were flowing. Tanahashi was crying like a blubbering idiot, and he also led like a karaoke song theme, him singing to Jushin Liger's theme song. It was amazing.
Yeah, Jushin Thunder Liger, like we said, hell of a career, just timeless. That match he had with Tyler Breeze at the first takeover in Brooklyn. You're like, oh my god, this is amazing. Just a classic performer. Thank you, Liger, for all the memories. Really appreciate you. Now we're gonna move on to our promo pick of the week. Jeff Hardy's WWE Championship celebration, December 14th, 2008. Yeah, this is, oh no, it's actually the 19th, not the 14th, my bad. But yeah, this is, after he's won the WWE title at Armageddon '08. And yeah, he's celebrating with the people, and they're like, "You didn't think we'd get here, huh?" And then Edge's performance in this promo is always great. It really is. Edge comes out there, sadistic, eyes wide open. He's like, "You don't become a champion overnight. It takes 365 days to make a champion. You don't just get lucky in one night. Like stuff like that." It was all really, really good. And then unfortunately, Jeff Hardy would lose it a few weeks later with the Royal Rumble, spawning off into the feud with Matt in '09. Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts on the promo?
It was a good promo. It's pretty much what you expect from a Jeff Hardy promo. He comes out, he talks for a little bit, and then he gets cut off because that's what happens to Jeff Hardy, to Rey Mysterio, and guys like that. Hardy, someone who maybe could have done a little bit more in the late 2000s, but just his demons and everything surrounded, it wasn't in the cards.
It was not. Brandon, what's our match pick of the week?
Well, our match pick of the week, it's kind of a random one. This was going to be our match pick last week, but we took the week off because, some of us were sick. But anyways, this was Christmas on NXT. We had Shotzi Blackheart, a Bay Area indie wrestler who has signed with WWE. This is her debut going up against Bianca Belair. I thought this was probably one of the better matches of the show. Bianca Belair trying to rehab her career after kind of taking some losses from Shayna Baszler early in 2019. Shotzi Blackheart, she's a different character. She got the green hair. She got a helmet on it with horns and everything like that. Friend of the podcast, Dominic, on my Curveballs and Chair Shots, loves Shotzi Blackheart. Just don't tell the studio audience that.
Shotzi Blackheart, filthy Filipino. Love her to death. I wanted to get her on the show. We should have executed on that when she was around here. Maybe she'll make a return to a Hood Slam and we can go, and yeah, you never know, man. Never know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, follow us on Twitter at Bulletcast, Instagram, The Bulletcast, YouTube channel, The Bulletcast. Email is bulletcast2 as the number 2 sweet bulletcast2sweet swet@gmail.com. 99.9 FM KW in Wadsville every Friday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Patreon. And hopefully Anchor within the next couple days or a week or so. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. First pod of 2020. We had a little speed bumps. It's a new decade. We have to get used to doing this in this new realm of time. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got through it. I think it was pretty successful overall. And yeah, we got some great content coming for you in 2020. If all goes to plan, next week I will be interviewing a former WWE superstar. If everything goes to plan, I'm very, very excited about that. I really am. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Go listen to Brandon's Under the Radar. Go listen to Curveballs and Chair Shots. My boy Jonathan Sturholm just started his own podcast with his girlfriend. It's called Team Talks. It's on Spotify and Anchor. Go check them out. Your boy's dropping a new podcast sometime within the next couple months or maybe in a month and a half. Don't know. But it's all going to be great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. Happy 2020. Thank you, Liger. All that great stuff. Bye-bye.
Red alert, this is gonna hurt. When your face is in the dirt, you'll know your death is what.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.